Alright guys, this is going to be a bit of a longer video. I'm going to go over, actually I'm just going to go over the buy-in, they called it the Sterling League thing. It was a buy-in tournament that happened this weekend. It was casted by Wargaming. It was a 5v5 tournament. It took place Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's kind of like the 5v5 Mastery Leagues that take place bi-weekly, but there's actual cash money involved. I think the prize pool was, it wasn't anything great. I think I made like $70 from this tournament for coming in first. But for only 2.5 days of playing, that's not awful. Anyway, I'm going to go over this 5v5 tournament because I think that it can really show you how big micro play is and how big individual play is in these smaller formats, which can really translate nicely to 15v15. And most importantly, I kind of want to get you guys thinking about types of strats, especially when the map is smaller, right? With 5 tanks, the map is much smaller, almost a third smaller. You've just got that much less vision. So you should kind of get why that would happen. And I'm kind of going to explain step by step what's going through each team's mind. Now, this league, it was only announced like 2 weeks ago, so no one really prepared for it. So there's going to be a lot of misplays. There's going to be some questionable plays. But I'm going to do the best I can to explain to you. Now, this was the first day of qualifiers. The tournament was actually 2 days. It was only Friday, Saturday, actually, come to think of it. So it wasn't long at all. This was the first day Friday qualifiers. And this wasn't actually casted because there were like 16 or 20 teams. So they weren't casted the first day. So I actually have to watch the video from the team we faced. Or one of the teams we faced, the only one that streamed. And so you can see 5v5. I'm going to go over kind of the format for a second here. It's attack defense, which is the most fun and the best format in World of Tanks. One team attacks, one team defends, then they flip sides, and then they go match, or to the next match. It is best of 5 here, so first team to 3 points wins, and then the finals, which we'll get to later, will be best of 7. And this first match we played was against Monkey Source's team. I'm sure most of you know him. He's from Teach. He played in Yujo. He's even give up for a second. He's a good guy. He's pretty good at calling. Interesting thing about these 5v5 tournaments and most of the actually cash prize tournaments that still happen, like Community League, Knuck League, all those reward tanks are banned, which is why you're not just seeing 5 HP boosted chieftains each side. That makes it really interesting. And on top of that, this tournament actually we started experimenting with tank bannings. So there's map bans and map picks, just like Gold League, just like any other league. People who watch that should be familiar with that. But we tried tank banning here, so each team actually banned a tank for the entire series. And I believe in this match, the 2 banned tanks were the E100. I think our team banned the E100, and then this team, the one we're watching the VOD of, I want to say they banned a bat, but I don't think they actually banned the bat. I think they banned it. It doesn't matter. They banned some tank. So you can see they're going to be defending first, and I'm going to pause this video frequently because I'm going to get you guys to kind of look at what's going on the map, make some decisions, make some guesses, maybe even inspire you guys to start playing these 5v5 mastery tournaments, because the ones that happen bi-weekly, some people are saying it's really hard to get into. I'll play it with you guys. If you guys want to play it, hit me up. We can make a 5v5 mastery team. I guarantee we'll at least make it to playoffs. I've got a lot of experience, so I know most of the calls that will have to be made. So even if you don't have experience in 5v5, we'll at least get to the playoffs. Like I said, the mastery leagues, the ones that are bi-weekly, they're not actually for cash money, so most of the good teams out there are either not playing or they're just playing with random other teams. It's a good golden bond prize. So I think you get like 5 and 5, maybe even more for the win per player. So it's really nice. Did I miss anything? Timer's 8 minutes. I don't think I've really missed anything else. We're going to be on Himmels here. And right away, I want you guys to take note of where the caps are. So we've got a cap over on the F line. We've got a cap on the A line. So if you're defense, you should right away notice that in 5v5, you cannot hard commit to either cap. You can't hard commit to a 2 cap or really the 1 cap and just kind of play in there, like near the cap, because there's just too many angles into most doors. You're gonna get destroyed. it just won't end well. So we're gonna start watching here, and again, pay attention to the minimap. Sorry about Monkey's face. He's handsome though. He looks good. We'll get over it. And you'll notice they're actually bringing an IS-4 here, and that's because the IS-4 on this this map is pretty good. It's really troll at long range, and even if it bounces a couple shots from a 50B clip in a fight, that can be really powerful. So you can see right away they're opting to do a very aggressive courtyard type of strat. They're sending both Bs down the 2-3 line with the 1-1-3s into the courtyard and the IS-4 out wide. I'm gonna pause it here. For anyone first time watching this format, this is not a good strat. This is not an orthodox strat. You're never gonna see this. Really, it's happened a couple times, but they're not even executing it properly. And the reason for that is because we're coming off the hill. We just have too many angles. With their Bs out wide, we don't have to peek into them. And the 1-1-3s are pretty exposed, especially you see we take 8-line control here with 1. He's going to get farm. I'm going to continue it here, but it's not great for them. So they're actually forced, and you can see him pinging right here, they're actually forced to immediately almost push into our 277. Nexus, and he's going to try to play as safe as you can. You see our 60 feet coming in, and you see our 277 over on the J line coming in. And now I'm the 50B, okay, on the enemy team. I'm the red 50B. I'm not lit yet. Now if you know 5v5 and you know Himmels, generally on attack the 50B is going to be hill. So that's actually where I was going. I was going hill. But as soon as I see them, they're all lit, right? Every single tank is lit. I see the 250Bs, the 113, M27. I'm not going to try to get hill and bleed anything. I understand that I need to come back downhill because if you look here, who is the pick? Well, it's not Nexus in his 277. It's not this guy. It's certainly not the CCP, and it's not this guy, right? These guys support each other really well. These 27 or 113s, whatever they were, are held up by 16, held down 277. And if the 50Bs want to push into them, we simply rotate this guy. This guy looks for the angle down the 3 line. That's not much to do. So their really only play is to either commit 1-1-3 across like this, in which case they'll get fucked by here, to push the 50Bs into this guy who is highly in his 277, or to hold. Holding for them isn't great because we can rotate a 277 out through the D line. You can see they're very stacked. All their tanks are really in the same position. If we wanted to, we could start backing Nexus off slowly, back highly off, and repush this singular IS-4. He's very slow. So they are not in a great position. They actually have to make a play here. But that was their gamble on defense, right? They decided they're going to, basically the first thing they're going to see, they're going to push. And so you're going to see their 50Bs. Again, pay attention to the minimap. We actually go down HP here. It's not a big deal. We're red, remember. So their 50Bs are actually going to push highly. And you can see highly here, he's starting to back off a bit. Again, keep watching the minimap. If he's going to start backing off a bit and their Bs are going to start pushing through, we actually get really nice bleed onto one of their 50Bs in H3. So actually, at this point, I'm screeching off the hill and I'm almost in K5, right? So I tell Highly here, my 277 on the J line, I tell him, okay, I don't want you backing up because that might actually dissuade the 50Bs from pushing all the way across. So I want him to hold on the corner right here. So again, in the minimap, you're going to see him back up and then kind of pull forward again, and that's exactly the time over comms where I'm telling him to pull forward, because what I want to happen is I want the Bs to start committing across the J line, and as soon as they do that, I'm going to be unlit in K4, and I'm going to look to dump a clip into them. And again, we don't really care if my 277 on the J line, he can take a couple shots from the Bs. It's not a big deal. I'm the most important tank as the auto loader, so you can see their 50 Bs are now pushing in, and there I am. I pop up on the K line, and you can see their 50 B potato. He's not having a great time. And then you see my 277 in J4. He's going to repush them. Their 50Bs are low. They're out like 4 or 5 shells each. And so we're going to really take that. And I'm going to come in with my 50B now down the 5 line. You can see how this is really over. We are down, still HP. We're actually down 500 HP at one point, but we were up 2 tanks. There's nothing they can do here. Our 277 from Hilo on the J line, he just as soon as that 50B, those 50Bs started dumping clips, and then I got my clip into them, he's just going to full fuck into them. If he dies, we don't really care. Again, I'm the most important tank with the clip, with the B clip. I'm going to pick up the kill here, and this is just cleanup, right? You can see I'm still on 1400. So that battle, obviously we didn't know what they're doing coming into it. Their comp did not scream they were going to push courtyard. We certainly wouldn't have expected that. We actually set up standard, which is light 8-line control, some G-line control, and then some K-line control with a B on hill. But as soon as we saw that YOLO, we understood that we needed to start getting into the fight right away. We don't panic, right? We don't want to panic and just fucking re-push through like G line or some retard shit like that. Himmels is all about angles, okay? Especially in 5v5, you can see we were split. We were not together. Our tanks were not together, but we still won because we held every single angle, right? We're not just in a death ball. It's called a death ball, right? We're not just in a death ball, spurging the fuck out, doing stupid shit. So that's a big deal, and you can see that it won us the game. Even though we went down HP, we were never worried about that game, right? Killing those 250Bs on the offside that quickly, it's just too powerful for us, right? With our B being still 1500 health, it's very bad for them. So we're gonna jump into the next game here. My team is actually going to be defending here, so the team we're watching is going to be attacking. Okay, so we're gonna start here. You can see how they set up. They set up very similarly. If you look at the mini map, they're opting for a B on hill, light G line control, this K, and then the I4 is coming down the 8, and they put a 1-1-3 and 8-3. Okay, so let's analyze this for a second. This they see we're playing at least one guy in F2. We're actually playing an east or a west defense, which is fairly common, which is light taking all the way down to K just to get vision. Guy out here, guy looking down D. We're spotting across the 8 line too. And so there's actually a problem with their strat here, is that this first IS4 came too far. You don't want to go this far right away, because if we are in East, we simply overpeak him and he dies. He kind of wants to be playing here and looking through this. This guy, very, very powerful window 5-5. It looks through this, and it can actually spot stuff in here if you're playing correctly. This 1-1-3 shouldn't actually be on the church. He should be here. And he should be here because the only thing he can really get spots on is this cross, this diagonal cross. And if he's here and we do end up pushing this, well, he's going to take 3 or 4 shots for recrossing. So he actually shouldn't be there. He should be here at the start. They just simply don't have enough vision. And this 1-1-3 is pushing into here because he actually wants to look into H3. Now, doing that is not the best. And the reason for that is because if he wants to do... let's get rid of that real quick. Oh, hold on. If he wants to play in here, it's dangerous if we're full pushing south, which occurs quite often. And generally, what you want to do is you actually don't put the IS4 on the A line right away. He's over here or even in here with him, and then you can rotate later. So this is a bit too aggro off the start. It doesn't look that bad, but on this map against good teams at high levels, what's going to happen is a tank's going to get caught out, even if you're half a grid square too far. So like I said, this guy, not a great position for how his tanks are set up, and this guy needs to be 50 meters to the east. It's huge, by the way. This guy could bleed 1500 on a cross, which is not a good idea. So we're gonna resume it here. So I think I explained pretty well why. There's like I said, their setup is pretty standard for an attack, but it is a bit too aggro. You can see highly there. He's looking for the 8 line cross. It's very, very standard for a west line play. He's going to just try to play safe, right? He just needs to look for the cross and play safe. He doesn't want to bleed that much. Very unorthodox play here coming from Monkey and his IS4, the guy we're watching. Now, you can see what he wants to do is, and this might not be obvious for someone watching the first time, but for anyone who's watched 5v5 on Himmels, courtyard is incredibly important. A lot of time on attack, you might want to take here and then hold 5 line. Right, it's very, very important to do that. So his thinking must be that he wants to try to take courtyard, but this is not the way to take courtyard. And you're gonna see we're gonna punish him incredibly hard in a couple minutes for this, because he is lit. He thinks he's playing safe, but we're actually just rotating tanks back through the 1 line right now because we're gonna set up for a play. He thinks he's gonna be safe, and well, you guys are gonna see what happens in a second. But you can see they're opting to rotate their 1-1-3s back over hill. So obviously they want to make a 0-line cap play into the 2 cap here, because they see we're east. Where Highly in his 277 is in G2, it does telegraph east. It almost ensures that we have to have a tank down at J1, right? Because otherwise, on defense, if we don't have a tank at J1 and we have a tank here, they can just come into the K line and absolutely demolish this guy, and stack a guy here so we can't get out. So Monkey should be understanding. And here comes the play by myself and my 50p and my 60TP friend. I bounce the first shot. He angles, the 60TP bounces. So you can actually see right away, Monkey should almost be dead. He should be on 1,000 hit points. Just some nice little wiggling from him. IS4 troll armor at range. He's going to get away with way more than he can. I still end up putting 1,200 damage into him, and he gets tracked here. So you can see how big of a misplay this courtyard play is, especially with these guys going over the 0 line. You can see there are other eyes for rotated 8 line. He doesn't want to get caught out on the G line, and they're going to look for the cap play here. But you can see how much we punish them. And that was an overpeak, by the way. You'll notice it wasn't stupid. We know they're hill, right? So we say, okay, well, 60 TP. You need to poke it first, right? Absorb the IS4 shot, and then myself in the 50B pokes him, and I get the clip in, and that's exactly what happened. I think I took one shot for it, but got in 3, 60 TP, 277 bounce, but it's not a big deal. You can see what we were going for and how we all overpeaked together, and the shots came in at the exact same time. If we'd been doing that 1-by-1 and peeking, we lose this game, right? You got to peek together every format. You can see they're actually rotating 1-1-3s through the A line. They're going to get on cap. They make a huge misplay here. I'll point it out in a second. It's not bleeding. Havoc bleeding that one shot's not a big deal to the 277. That Havoc player is going to get into A5. And let's see how they set up here. All right. Let's pause right here. Okay, so they've got a 1-1-3 and A5, and what that's looking to deny is deny people coming through the B line and getting resets because they've got 2 cappers, right? They've got the 50B on hill, which is a misplay here. The 50B needs to be in more because our play, and I think what they thought was that generally how you reset it is you come down the D line and through G, and then you come take a brawl in here type of deal to reset the cap. But as soon as we see the 1-1-3 and A5, it's a huge misplay because what we do on defense is we simply stack 3 or 4 tanks up D line. We come through the 5 line. Anything in C5, we just insta kill, right? And then if they want to repush like this, they have to repush through a 277 and 60p who just comes in, and repushing through a 60 TP on 5-on-5. It's just not fun. You don't want to do it. So our counterplay here, and this is exactly what we're going to see us do, is we simply come in and we fuck anyone in this C5 area, and then we hug the east side of this wall and then just kill this 1-1-3 for free, right? Because there's nothing he can do. So let's watch it in real time. And if you watch the pings on the minimap, I'm fairly sure that Monkey here in his IS4 does think we're going to be coming through the 8 line, right? But there's just no reason for us to do it once we see A5, so I think we're actually going to catch him out nicely. You can see the IS4 on cap, and the reason he's worried about 8 line is because if we do come through the 8 line and the courtyard, and I'm going to pause it here real quick before we push. If we come through the courtyard here, and get into here and through 8 line, we actually have free resets on this guy, and there's not much you can do except push around into this corner where he gets fucked by this 277 60p. So you can see what the caller in his IS4 is thinking and why he's worried about this. The 50B and B0, there's just no point. Again, he's just looking for shots into this, but he doesn't trade that well, and he's not in the fight. His clip needs to be in the fight, so he should be either behind the 1-1-3 or somewhere in here. Probably not in here though, because if the 8 line repush happens, he just dies. But he shouldn't be an A0. There's no point in him being A0. And now you can see we're gonna, and please watch. Look at that. Our 277 goes in first. He takes the shot, and look how quickly this guy dies. He's just dead right away, right? And I keep 2 shots here, but we pick up the kill so quickly. And the other thing is, you'll notice we don't even get lit until the last possible second, and we all get lit at the same time. There's no trickling. Okay, and exactly what I told you happened. We all stack on this B5 on the east side of the wall, and we kill this 1-1-3 and there's nothing these guys east of us can do, right? So now we're just going to reset. We're on defense. We're up 3,000 points. There's nothing that they can do. So there is truly nothing they can do. They can't win this, so they're just going to go for kills. But we still want to make good plays. All right, so you're going to see Gravy here, actually a good friend of mine, in his IS4. He's gonna start pushing me. You'll notice I don't look at Gravy. IS4 doesn't matter. 50Bs, like clip tanks matter, right? In any format, especially smaller formats like 5v5. So I'm going to look for Potato. Gravy's actually going to chase me here, and I make actually a really great play here. But one of them, he whiffs up another into him. Except instead of backing up into 5 line, which guarantees that I'm going to die to 2 shots, I'm going to go kite him. I know he's going to get a shot into me, but I'll know I'm fast enough to get safe. So again, that's just it's just a good play by me, heads up, to get out with my HP. And if it was closer, it just ensures I get at least another couple shots in. You can see how this one's over, though. I think we're going to 5-0 them here, essentially. And you can see, again, on Himmels, just the angles, and it's very, very easy to get caught out if you're not playing correct positions or if you're not thinking. Because they thought they were absolutely fine on that A5 corner with that 113 and holding that one IS4, right? In their minds, they can help the IS4, the caller in C5. They just repush through 7 line, but in reality, it's not fast enough, and it's just not practical when you actually start playing it. And myself next this flop, we have some really good experience on Himmel, so um, we are expected to win there simply because on Himmel's experience matters so much. That's why people like Wallhacks are so incredibly good at calling on Himmel's, because they've literally been playing it since 2014, and it's just a map where you have to start learning the angles, and uh, you can't just call Himmel's for the first time and win essentially. So that puts us up 2-0. This is actually going to be match point, right? It's best of 5, and it's on Ruinberg, and well, Ruinberg kind of sucks. It's not a fun map. We chose defense. Um, yeah, defending on Ruinberg is still insanely powerful. Anyone should kind of understand right away. Look where the caps are. If you've never played attack defense on Ruinberg, you should kind of look at, okay, well, this Delta EF line village, it's so powerful. You can play up in here at A7 and kind of get resets on cap permanently. Same within the village. So the attack just have to kind of push through any field to actually get on cap and get something done. So this map is incredibly defense favored. It actually used to be even more defense favored until they changed the north. Now it's actually slightly easier for the attack because they can play here unlit and then get into here, which is actually what we'll see against OP's team at some point later. I think I'll probably do one video per match just because these are long because I'm trying to explain everything. But on attack, what can you do? What are they going to do on attack? They see a bat chat, 3277s, and a 50B from us. Generally, you actually want to bring an E100, even an S-Conk, but you know what? They may have been the S-Conk. I can't remember. But without the E100, we're just going to play faster, especially since this has changed. Ruinberg used to be much more heavy, but now, like I said, since North has changed a bit, it actually gives attackers a little bit more flexibility, which kind of forces the defense, even though you're still very much favored, to play lighter. And you can say they're going to bring a 705A. 705A is not uncommon, by the way, on this map. It's fairly common. It's a really good pick. It doesn't work out here, and I'll explain why, but it's generally a good pick. Same with the i7. It's just very, very hardy. They can play the cap. You'll see once they do get on cap, and they do want to do that this game, that is really good there. Now, but if you're us and we're looking at their comp, because again, these comps are advertised, you can see them all. We don't actually really know where they're going to play. They could play south, they could play north, they could play mid, they could do anything, right? We're fairly confident it's going to be a south play, so we're actually going to set up on the defense again. You can't see it, but I'll kind of ping it out. We're going to set up very standardly, which is we're going to set a 277 down to K0, okay, and we're going to hold in the EF line village with the bat offside north, just kind of looking for spots in here, right? If he spots something, he's going to rotate out immediately, and we're going to retake. If he doesn't, though, he's going to look to rotate through, and we'll keep it going here. So you can see right off the bat, it looks like they're going to be going mid and south. Potato in his bat chat is doing that run there just because he actually can catch people out if they are in here type of deal. If you cross stupidly and you cross west of the 0 line, you can't be caught out. By the way, these blind fires are timed nicely because we spawn here and we want to be going this way. Blind fire actually can generally hit. Now they didn't there because our turrets are turned and we know exactly how to play it. But you actually can blind fire quite often, like way more often than you would think. Like once a game type of deal, you may hit a shot if you're all blind firing. And you can see they're going to opt for a very, very aggressive south play here. So if you're them, you can pause the video now and see what or try to guess what they're going to do, but it should be quite obvious. Their bats are going to look to push that K line and take K0 because K0 is really effective if you're playing cap, because what it does, if you can correctly take it, is it completely stops anyone on the defense from coming over into like the FG line to get resets on the 2 cap, right? You got 2 clips down there. They're going to clip them out unspotted because there's a lot of bushes. So that's what their bats are going to be looking to do. While their 277 is going to play, looking to play here, and he's looking to play and get shots on anything in here that may come reset cap. And we're gonna put two. Or they're gonna put 2 tanks on cap. This huge misplay by Nexus, by the way. You can see how greedy he gets in the south in his 277, and he actually looks for a shot on the bats, and he loses 1,000 HP for it. And we're just yelling at him, right? It's a stupid play to do. It's an absolutely moronic play to lose half your HP there, because you're the K0 anchor tank, right? He's anchoring. He needs to absorb this double bat chat push, which we know they're there now, by the way. We're all essentially going to be stacked looking for the shots. You see Mashy here in his 277. He's coming into this building, not west of it where this guy can shoot, where the guy over here can shoot him, but he's going to be playing slightly east of it where he's got not great shots on these guys, but he doesn't really care. All he has to really do is get the HE reset here. You're going to see him switch to HE in a second. But they are actually kind of caught out here. They don't have many good plays here. They're going to look to cap out, but we are going to get the 8. We're not really worried. You can't see it here, but we actually have, that guy right there. Hiley was actually set up for the emergency HE reset if necessary. We didn't have to use him, though. We don't really want him there because he can get peeked by bats. But he was there for the emergency reset, so we know we're going to get it. We're not too worried. We got it with Mashy, which is exactly what we wanted. Here we see the 705 and make a misplay, because he should still understand that K0 has shots. Now that Nexus is backed off and actually playing it smart, he kind of just peeks up without ever getting lit, and he can't get shot, and he just gets nice shots into them. So you can see how they're kind of surrounded, and they don't actually have great angles. And so what does this force them to do? Well, it gives them 2 options. They either have to repush into our city with their 2-7s and IS-7 and rotate the bats out, or they can rotate bats into K0 with everyone watching K0 to try to bleed it out, or they can push the city while taking K0. None of those options are great, and they have to have in the back of their mind that our bat chat, who's still not lit, 50B is not lit either, and I'll explain that in a second, but our bat chat is probably rotating around the map, right? You're going to see him eventually pop up in the south, but right now he's still feeling it out, right? We know that there are tanks in here, but he doesn't want to get lit prematurely and have everyone turn on him. So there's no point in really revealing himself. Same with myself in the 50B. I'm actually playing right here, right in F0, but there's absolutely no reason for me to get lit, right? I know my guys are going to get our HE resets. We can fucking win off time if we have to with the HE resets. We're not bleeding at all. But we know this comp, right? This is a staple attack on Ruinberg 5v5. It's existed for years. And that's the double dump bat into K0. So literally this entire game, I have just been aiming down the 0 line in my 50B. Nothing else. Nothing else. And you can see here now they're going to start to panic. They're kind of getting shit on. Their bat chats go over. And look at the damage that their first bat takes. Nexus makes a great play, tries to flip the ridge. And consider, if Nexus is on full HP, he actually flips that ridge and gets safe, which would have absolutely fucked them. He dies, but it doesn't really matter. You can see as soon as that first bat check came over, he took 3 from me. He took 1 from the 277. Even Nexus put him into it. So he's melted immediately. And that, on defense, you need to melt the first tank coming over K0. It's so important, right? It's incredibly important. And now you can see our bat chat water in the back. He's going to pick up the 705. You can see how this has gone really, really south for the attack real quick. But again, I'm kind of unlit on my 50B. The call here is made for Hiley to push this guy. He's down. We know he's down 3. Hiley actually misplays this terribly. He starts just fucking firing on the move. Like, he doesn't have to do that. Just sit and kill this guy, right? You're 277. We knew the bat only had 2, so this is a really stupid play by Hiley. He does eventually pick up the bat, but you can see myself in the 50B. I'm still full health. I come in to pick up Gravy, the I7 on cap. And again, terrible play by Hiley. We yelled at him. He knows what he did wrong. He should be basically full health. And that's going to be the game. What do you want to take away from these games? Well, Himmels, angles, and again, playing together. Like both, especially our team. This team did it pretty well too, but you got to be playing together. You got to be covering each other. You got to be playing your tank, and you got to be proactive all the time. On Ruin her here, the focus fire, right? Even just pre-aiming, right? Because even if I've got a great aim and I'm aiming fucking like J7 and the bats start crossing, I'm not going to get the shot. It's only a 2-second window, right? You have literally a 2-second window to shoot the bats before they start getting safe. Now, one of them actually made a misplay and played slightly higher than he should have, which allowed me to get my 3rd shot in. But as a 50B, you literally have to get them as they start coming up, and then you're literally just loaded in time to get the second one in as they go over the dip. And you see our 277 and our 277 cells also got the shot off to confirm the kill. And that's going to put us up 3-0. And I think I'm going to basically end this video here because it's already going to be long enough. But like I said, I hope you guys can kind of see how effective 5v5, 6v6 is in not only developing a rapport with your other players, but the reason it's so good at making you a better player is because against good teams, everything you do, every mistake you make is going to be punished. So there's no bullshit. And you know, when I talk about goons, how, oh, we won that, like the Reddit game, we won the Reddit game, but we threw, right? And so we're developing bad habits, or we just simply don't realize how poorly we played because we won. It's not going to happen in these smaller formats. Every single misplay you make, you're going to get punished, which is going to force you to learn, and is going to force you to slowly but surely stop making those mistakes and start realizing, okay, maybe that's why I made the mistake. How do I fix it? Okay, now I've made a mistake in a similar situation. I kind of recognize what I'm seeing. Okay, I'm going to kind of do this, right? And it's just a really virtuous circle. That's why 5v5 is by far the best. It is by far the best way to get better. Not CTAs, not 15v15s, not advances, and certainly not pubs. I'm not saying don't play them, but I'm saying if you really, really want to get better at competitive, you start playing 5v5 with legitimate teams. Again, like I said, if GOONZ wants to make a team, 5v5 team with me, hit me up. I'll make it happen. It's bi-weekly. But yeah, everything you're going to do is going to get punished, and it's just by far the best way to learn. It's really, at this point in the game, the only really viable competitive option to learn from. And they're fun too. You get good rewards, and they're legitimately fun, right? You don't have to sit in queues for hours. You go in, you play them, you get your whatever 3,000 gold, 3,000 bonds. You get to play tier 10s with only 5 other people, so there's no stupid mics. There's no mic spamming shit like that. You don't have to play with people you don't like, and you learn a lot. And you notice how much you learn, because all of a sudden on Himmels, when you're in 15v15, you're gonna say, oh wait, hold up, I remember that angle. I need to hold this 5 line instead of, I don't know, going looking for a shot on hill. And then you see 7 tanks cross 5 line, you farm 3k, and you're like, oh shit, you know what? I'm glad I made that decision. I guess I'm learning, right? So it's not little either. It's big stuff like that you'll start learning. So I highly recommend people start playing 5v5. And I have actually already said this, but I'm gonna bring it up again in the officers Discord. I kind of want to start doing some 5v5 in clan with goons. So I'm kind of thinking of a way that we could do some 5v5 tournaments in goons. I'm not sure if we have the activity to actually make, like, say, 10 different teams of 5v5. That would be 50 players, and we don't know the reliability of everyone showing up. But I think I could do it in such a way that I could have a point system where I could assign everyone random 5v5 teams, and it would actually be an individual point system where, you know, say myself, Anakin, is on 3 5v5 teams in a row that wins. That's 3 points for me, type of deal. If I lose one, then maybe it's 2 points instead of 3. I'm gonna iron that out. Like I said, talk to Loki, talk to the officers. I'll update the clan on that, but I think that is kind of the way to go here, especially with some of the misplays I've been seeing. It's just quite obvious we just don't understand angles, and we just don't understand the maps as well as we have to. Generally, like I've been saying, our shooting is fine. We're penning our shots. Um, it's just the overall awareness that needs to be fixed. Anyway, I'm gonna be looking over the finals. So this was Friday. The second game of ours actually wasn't streamed. It was against OP Hackers team. We won it. But anyway, like I said, the next game that I will be reviewing will be our, I believe it was the quarterfinals against FHS, which is a Mahu and Crack team. Anyway, have a good night.